everybody and welcome. I'm here again with another process type video towards my design team project for Tracie Fox Creative, and I said that I would show you the masterboard when it was dry and then what I was going to do with it and how these are the colorations that I wanted for this journal. And so I thought I'd just turn the camera on and bring you along with me while I just did this ready, because it's about ready for showing you the completed thing. So I've also downloaded this. Now when I do the full flip through I will show you all the kits that I've used, but this is another lovely new one from Tracie. It's called Oval Portraits, and these are gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous, and they fit really well with the project that I'm doing, with the era of it and the feel of it. So I thought I might use some of these as a focal point on the tags and what have you that I'm making here. I've got a few of Tracie's butterflies that her latest butterflies that I might use, and then I've got a few that I just got from Amazon, and these are like see-through butterflies, and I thought they might look nice, because my idea was that because these are all the tones, the beiges, the sepias, just a little pop of colour in the tags or the pockets or whatever would be really nice. So yeah, I thought we'd have a little play with those. And I mean, these are gorgeous. You can use them in all sorts of ways. So I've got my masterboard here, and I'm just thinking if it's slightly too big to go in there. Now I'm going to cut it down a bit because I do want, there is a long thin pocket, so I'm going to try and cut it as straight as I can, and chop it off about there, because I wanted a long thin tag. Now how much will that fit in? No. So I'm just going to chop this down a little bit, because I also want to do some edging strips, and I don't want them too wide, because that's a bit too bulky. So I wanted 2 edging strips, which roughly about an inch wide, 30 centimeters, what is it, 25 centimeters, because what I want to do is do some edgings for the page. Let me take that off there a minute. I've started doing, I'm trying to think where this long tag is, that I'd sort of, it's here, this long tag, not that one, this one. Yes, that will fit in there. And then the size of the pages, for some edgings or half an edging, we'll use that as a measure then. Okay, so I'm going to these strips, I'm going to cut them down roughly about 8 inches. So we're going to get 2 little itty bitties at the end of those, which we won't waste, we can use. That's going to be a long, I need to do a bit of re-gluing, I think, in places. Okay, so now I think I can use, yes I can use my cutter. Now I just didn't think about where I was putting the gentleman on here, and I'm trying to now think that I might get. See if we can get a couple of journaling cards. Yeah, let me just trim this edge off a bit because it's a bit scratty. So when you do your, I mean, you know, there's plenty of people that doing these masterboards of some shape or form, and as I say, I just adjust mine depending on what project I'm doing, as to what coloration I use. So I think we can have, I'll make a nice journaling card, I think. And I'm trying to think, that'll make a nice, very good for backgrounds, for your tags and things. And that's a nice journaling card, although it looks a bit wonky. Let's cut it a bit straighter. That's better. Okay, that's better. So this, as you can see, this is, I've cut it up now, and we have got, these can either be belly bands or edgings to pages. We've got, this is going to be a long thin tag. We've got a journaling card there, a journaling card there. So that's 3 journaling cards, 4 journaling cards, and then we've got 3 tags and some itty bitty bits that if I've got little pieces like this left, I tend to use them as tabs. This might make a small tag. But also I think I need to be a bit mindful of sticking, making sure everything's stuck down. So I've got my, I'm just going to put that there so that I don't get all over my mat. Okay, so we've got these, and I purposely wanted these gentlemen to be on, the faces to be on here, but we need a little bit of colour on there, and just a bit of focal points on there really. So let's have a look, see what we've got. And also I have got some labels of Tracies. The plainer ones is where the plainer ones we will have the ladies on. We'll have those, cut these off first. So I hope you're all well. Hope this is being useful, sort of seeing my thought processes as I work my way through getting things prepared, ready to put in my journal. Ovals are a funny thing to cut. Let's cut that excess off out of the way. Okay. Of course you turn your paper and not your scissors, but that's better. So I want to keep the overall colour theme style of it going. I mean, this dictionary is from the early 1800s. And it's got lovely colorations in it. So let's have a look. I feel like it might need a bit of something behind it, and I'm just going to see what, I don't want too much colour, just want to have a look, see if there's anything that I think would go behind it. I've got a bit of music paper there. So I've got a couple of bits here so that I don't want it to be too modern looking, but I think just a little bit of colour would help it. Which girl do I want here? I want this one on. So I didn't want these to be over decorated just because of the style that I want to use. And we've got a little bit of music paper there, and I don't know whether I want a butterfly or not. That's nice. This is so light, I can't tell which way round it goes. That way. Now I like that, I think that's just enough, so let me just get that itty bitty off there. I always think that if you've got a few masterboards, you know, in your stash ready done, with quite plain backgrounds, then you've always got something to make some ephemera with for whatever project you're working on, really. There we go. Now there's not a deal of colour in that, but that's just giving it a little something. I don't want it, because it's like an old journal, I didn't want it to look too colourful and too modern. So let's have a look at this one. Now this has got quite a square feel to it, and I didn't want it to be cover over too much of the patterning. Okay. And it's just sometimes a matter of layering up. Now I quite like having all three bits on that one. So as I say, this is nothing new, unless, you know, you're quite new to the junk journal world and you may not have seen some of these mass making of masterboards. And it's a good way of getting rid of your scraps. And as I say, you can tailor it to whatever project you're working on, which is great. I love these. Just look at these. You need to go and check these out. If you're somebody that makes really grungy vintage journals, and you like to you know, have these glamorous images of ladies of the time, then this kit from this oval portrait set. Just trying to get this. They're a bit fiddly, these. They're very nice, these plasticky butterflies, but they're a devil to get started. Got my pokey tool, but even so, it's not always. Probably don't want to go on that tag. And my nails, oh, trapped it in the car on Monday and it just completely bent my nail back. Sorry if that's made you squeamish. So it hurts to try and peel things off. Oh, that's nice, I like that. So it just transforms them with just a little bit of, I've got one there that was done earlier, just little bits of decoration. Let's have a look here, we've got a loose bit. This looks a bit skew-whiff to me, unless I've... It's a bit better. Righty-ho, what can we do here? going to put that all along there. I've always got my random Tracie, I think these are the random labels and more random labels, I believe, of Tracies, because they are just so handy. I think I've got a few of the Japanese ones in there as well. They're just so handy to have on hand, because I think they, you know, and especially you don't want something too modern looking. Yeah, just if you're doing a little bit of collaging and you want to sort of build up in threes. Just want to put, do I want a little bit down there or not? So I think that's that way around. No, I don't. Does it need another? No, not for now. I'll leave it as that. Unless I want to. Quite like that, actually. Can't beat a nice butterfly on your journal cards, can you? That one's done. Okay, so we've got this one that's going to be the long tag. It's getting a bit scratty at the end. So actually, I'm going to have a haircut. I've just trimmed that off there. And who do I want to go with this gentleman? In fact, I don't like him on there. I'm going to cover him up. So that's the beauty as well. You know, you don't have to think too much about what you're putting on. Your Masterboards, but you might not always want it. You can always cover it up. So that's a good thing about having pretty plain backgrounds. You can, you know, we want him covered up, don't we? Yes, we do. Talking to myself now, you know. Oh dear. Now then, do I want... Yes. Sometimes just putting a little pop of colour behind your image, I don't know, it just sort of brings it to life more and makes it stand out better. Love her. Look at her. I love to see these old portraits with ladies wearing hats. Hats look ridiculous on me, but I just love to see. They always looked so stylish, I think. Now then, let's have a look at that. I feel as if I want a little bit of a label, perhaps with that. See what I've got in here. We don't want Japanese on, do we? Top or bottom? Top, I think. Just because we've got the newspaper going a different not newspaper, but the dictionary script. Okay, so that's the long tag. Now, this looks really skew with. I think it's one I cut before I could get it in there. Now, I think with this, what I'd like to do with it, I'm going to cut it there. I'm going to turn this into a pocket. So I just want my circle. I'm just going to give it a little trim again. I'm not happy with that. Crikey. My cutting skills today are not straight. That's it. Okay, just put a little thumb hole in there. And in actual fact, that's just going to be a pocket. I'm just going to put one of these little butterflies on. Aren't they fiddly? Oh dear. That's better. That's it, I've got it. Put that there. So that's a pocket. That didn't need too much doing to it, did it? Right, now then. They're two belly bands or edges. So I need to sew those. I'd like to sew those before I do, oops, before I decorate them. So before I do that, I just want to finish these off, a little bit of inking on them. So I'm just going to, got walnuts stain. And I might corner them. So just to sort of finish them off, because I have used distressing in this journal, I want this to tie in as well. And as you know, I'm not one that inks every project, but I think when you're doing something really vintage looking, it lends itself. Just frames what you're doing. A lovely coloration on these papers. It's surprising how they survive. You know, they are quite fragile, but when you think that these were, you know, constant use in the 1800s. Now, I think that's rather square, so I'm going to, again, this is one of those Varson Creative, and I'm really pleased with that brand. Like that, so that's done. This is my long tag. Actually, just neaten that edge off a bit. So I hope these few process videos that I've put up are sort of useful for you, just so you can an idea how my mind, you know, just doing a few prep things ready. There we go. And then when I'll show you the journal properly in more depth when I do a flip through for you. So exciting to be chosen to be on the team. There we go, there's another one. Now just let me give this a little trim. In actual fact, I think we could round these with a bigger round. This one is a 3-in-1. It's got 4mm, 7 and a 10. So it's a really handy corner chomperer. That's it, I like that better now. Sun's coming out now, that's nice. We'll start off with all the lights on because it's really drab, and then it's lovely when the sun comes out. This one, this is a bit spiky looking, so we'll do a 7. They're really itty bitty, so a piece like that you'd only use your 4 because you've got to get two edges in fully. This one you could do you can get the 7. So it's just a bit of judging how which of those to use, and obviously the bigger they are, the more rounded. That's it. So because I'd used some of these, I wanted these to be on to fit in with the journal, these dictionary pages of these gentlemen. So I especially chose those. Let's get rid of these bits. Chose those ones. Now that one I think needs rounding. I think we'll manage a 10. Yes. Not too expensive this, but because it's a 3-in-1, you've got more options for your money really. You can do all sorts with these portraits. They would make, you could do them as part of a dangle if you wanted. You know, you could punch a hole in and put them on the side of a journal dangling, put some glossy accents on, and that's those. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to stop the camera. I'm just going to nip to my machine. I'm just going to do some machining down here for these 2 long pieces, and then I'll be back. Right, I'm back. So all I've done is I've sewn just a bit of a squiddly zigzag along those. It doesn't matter if you haven't got a machine, it doesn't matter, you can still, you know, use the backgrounds. But what I'd like to do now is I thought that these would be nice with some of my ladies on. Let's have a look at this one. That's nice. So I'm just going to stick those on there. Don't they look gorgeous? They look lovely down the edge of a page or as a belly band. And just I swapped, stabbing myself with my glue needle. I put some brown cotton in the machine just to go with this sort of sepia effect it's got. I think it's my favourite word at the minute, sepia. There we go. So there is one, and then we'll put 3 more down here. We'll put her in the middle, I think. So you can see that they're really flexible to use these oval portraits. They make a nice change as well, don't they? Just from being, you know, square, rectangle, that sort of thing. I'll put her in the middle. Yeah. So that's 2 things we've used them on, tags and journal cards, and then now on belly bands or page edges. There we go. I like to use art glitter glue if I'm sticking on top of stitching. Right, so that's 2 of them, and then with these I'm just going to does that go there? Yeah, I'm just going to make some little I like to make belly bands that are horizontal as well, because sometimes it's nice just to you know, use 1 1/2 a page or something along those lines. I didn't need to glue that to the top, did I? All the way. Let's just wipe that off. So let me just remember, I only need to glue the middle bit. There we go. those. I'm just going to ink those and then we'll have a look at what we've done. Okay, so it doesn't matter, that's going on the page, so it doesn't matter about doing the back really. Just getting a bit of white off the paper. There we go, that's one. The other thing is that if you're doing something a different colour, you know, you could keep it pretty neutral on the page and then use a different colour for inking. So that's, we've got two horizontal ones there, and then these ones, I just love them with these ladies on. And as I said, this is all a little out of my comfort zone, doing something really vintage, and I've really enjoyed doing it. I think that's sometimes the beauty of you know, being on these design teams. You have the opportunity to work with fantastic digitals that Tracie makes, and also sort of to think a bit outside the box how you're going to use them, you know, because it's all good inspiration for others, isn't it? Different ways of using, and how you can mix. Did I do two? I've already done it. I've already done that. Right, okay, let me take that away and let's have a look at what we've done. So for those of you that were asking me, you know, what was I going to do with that masterboard, I hope this has given you a few suggestions and a few ideas. So as I say, I didn't want them to be over decorated and too colourful, but I just think they add a little bit of extra to them. So we haven't done bad out of that, what we've got, have we? I move them along there for you. So we've got some journaling cards. That one I haven't done yet. We've got another big journaling card there. We've got a smaller one there, and we have a pocket. So they look really nice, don't they? And then, as well as that, we have got these two belly bands or page edges. Whatever you want to do with them. You could glue them down one side and have them as a tuck spot, so you can just slip something in them. I've got the long thin tag that I wanted, and actually I just want to put a little, I'm not going to put any thread or anything through it, but I'm just going to give it a little bit of a mini slit in that one. And then we have these two gorgeous horizontal belly bands, or you can use them as tuck spots. So you could use them as pockets if you wanted to do glue down three sides, or you could just glue across the bottom and use them as a bit of a tuck spot, or you can glue it at the top of your page and then tuck something through. So there's quite a few possibilities there for you. So thank you so much for joining me. Look, that's I've been using them. So it's the oval portrait set on Tracie's channel. I'll link that down below, on Tracie's shop, sorry, should I say. So I'll link all those details down below, and yeah, hope that's given you some suggestions, and I'll be showing you my journal full flip through and how I've used these inside it. So thank you so much for joining me. Take care out there. Bye.